Really, Yanga? Your allegations of match fixing in the game that you guys played versus mamelodi Sundowns really crossed the line. And I mean actually crossed the line. Unlike, it doesn't matter what angle you look at it from. Welcome to the review show with me, Mokwena, a show where we look at some of the games from this weekend and talk a little bit about what happened. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, follow, click all the buttons except for the one that says dislike. It really helps keep me doing what I am doing, and I appreciate it so much. Let's get straight into it. Really, Yanga? Your allegations of match fixing in the game that you guys played versus mamelodi Sundowns really crossed the line. And I mean actually crossed the line. Unlike, it doesn't matter what angle you look at it from. Look, young Africans, you played such a great game versus mamelodi Sundowns. You are one of the few teams this season that have been able to make that team sweat. That second half of that second leg was incredible. You guys should be proud. And I know scoring a clear, undisputable goal and having it disallowed must be really tough. But in all actual fact, I think that... Can we do that part again? And I know, coming so close to scoring in an inconclusive non-goal way must suck. But remember, you weren't in this competition last year. You've done so well. Take your lessons and come back next year and win. You're not even the first team to fall to Ronwen Williams. He's done in many African teams. So don't be snacks. Well done to Masandawana for moving on to the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League and hopefully making it into the Club World Cup. But you guys need to play a lot better because relying on Ronwen can only work up until a point. Look at how Nigeria was able to beat us. Oh, Nigeria, a country whose ladies team, the Super Falcons, played Banyana in the first leg of an Olympic qualifying game. Would have loved to watch the game, but a combination of SABC not being able to show it because of their fights with Nigerian broadcasters and the 63 viruses that I picked up trying to watch this game on shady sites. I couldn't. And I think the hackers are in my computer now. The game ended with a 1-0 win to Nigeria, but it's not over. On Tuesday, the 9th of April at 7:30, we're going to be playing the second leg, Call of Tas, where we slaughter African teams. I don't know why they put it so close to Sunnyside, but let's see what's stronger. Of course, should the ladies win this game, they will go through to represent Africa at the Olympics. So make us proud, Banyana. Richards Bay FC beat Morocco Swallows to finally get 3 points in their relegation fight versus Cape Town Spurs. The 81st minute strike from Kura Muyaba was enough to take all 3 points and make sure that they're also pulling Morocco Swallows closer to them. Now, can Richards Bay get to 14th position with the 7 games they have left? Or is the 8 points they need to catch Morocco Swallows too much? We'll see. Swallows might not even attend some matches. Who knows how the season could go? Getting into Buffalo City Stadium for the Kaizer Chiefs versus Chippa match would have cost you 100 Rand. A whole 100 Rand. Only for the pitch to look like that. Really, Bab Chippa? Really? And I'm sure a lot of Chiefs fans in attendance and at home would have expected a team that has only won 1 game of their previous 8 fixtures to go into this game and give us one hell of a performance. But Chiefs ended up giving us a performance so dangerous to the general South African public that even the EFF showed up.
Mr. Oti reporting live. You see now we are losing because we've got EFF that is here. I don't know what they're doing. This is not a rally. This is a football game. No, how are we going to win when there is EFF? They're sitting here. Look at them. They are here. What are they doing here? I don't understand.
Do you know how bad you have to be performing for the EFF to forget that they're in an election year and pull up to your game? Even nationally, EFF Deputy President Floyd Shivambu had some words to say about what's happening over that Naturena. The game ended 2-0 with Chiefs putting forth another dismal display. And while they are in 8th place, it's really close. They're level on points with Golden Arrows. They're 1 point ahead of Chippa and only 2 points ahead of Royal AM, Amazulu and Polokwane City. So this is really the Champions League that you guys were speaking about? Stellenbosch FC, aka Carling Knockout Champions, aka the second best team in the league currently, had a chance to get even closer to Mamelodi Sundowns, but more importantly, get further away from everybody else. A win in this game would have meant that Stellenbosch FC becomes only the second team to cross 40 points this season, after Mamelodi Sundowns, who did it some games ago, but do we really count them? They took on a Kukura United that is on fire recently. Going into this game, they were up to third place even. Unfortunately, the two teams were too equally matched, and neither of them could find a goal in this game, which ended 0-0. Stellenbosch, of course, then missed out on a chance to open up a gap between them and number 3, but Kukune kind of left the door open for other teams to jump in. And one team that took advantage was the Orlando Pirates. After drawing and losing their 2 games prior, Orlando Pirates was baying for blood versus the Golden Arrows. The score ended 7-1 Escotini in favor of the Buccaneers, in a game where Tshegofatso Mabasa scored a hat-trick and maybe continued Hugo Bruce's Orlando Pirates striker merry-go-round. First it was Lepasa, then it was Magopa. Could Mabasa be next? Coach Steve, however, wasn't as sad as we were for Golden Arrows. In fact, he had a completely different view on what happened.
A result point of view, heavy score. But I think it is only proper for me to reflect on what we just checked in the dressing room with regards to the summary. And in all honesty, this may guide us or maybe become something that you say, okay, let's look at the numbers in terms of goals that we considered. It's heavy. Pirates had 19 shots, we had 10.
But the score 7-1.
On target, they had 13, we had 5.
But they literally scored 7 goals against you.
Possession 56, we were 44.
Yeah, and the big stat says they won by 7-1.
Passes, they made 497, we made 388.
Coach Steve, 7-1.
Race of passes, they made 82%, we're on 80.
But the score says 7-1.
Now when you look at these stats and look at the score, you then say to yourself, yes, you have to feel bad. Nobody wants to lose by a margin of 6 goals. But again, you have to be more out of your emotions and be more in your thinking and say, were we really that bad?
But Coach Steve, the score, you know what, whatever. A wonderful display of attacking football from Orlando Pirates, who could have legitimately had 12 goals in this game. The last time 8 goals were scored in the PSL was when the 5-3 game was played between Kaizer Chiefs and Bloemfontein Celtic. So this is an achievement. Well done to both teams, I guess. SuperSport United have become the greatest artists of the league this season, drawing all 5 of their previous games coming into this TS Galaxy match. Those are stats that could make Prime Middendorp proud. TS Galaxy has been very quiet over the past few weeks. Ever since El Presico ended, we just don't know what they're doing. And what's sad is that they'd quietly won their last 2 games and inched their way up that log. But SuperSport showed us that they were done drawing matches. But instead, they're now drawing blanks, not being able to score a goal, with TS Galaxy being able to put 1 away to win the game. So that makes it 5 draws and 1 loss in their last 6 games for a team that was our most consistent top 3 finisher. Could that all change this season? But well done to TS Galaxy for winning that game, a result that gives them the opportunity, should they win their next match, to go into 4th place and do something else that the media is just going to ignore. The weather in Cape Town was so bad this weekend that Cape Town City had to tell their fans not to come to the game in their match versus Amazulu. Very, very responsible on Cape Town City's part. And City had 0 wins in their last 7 games going into this one. And Usutu made sure that they left this game again with 0 wins but 1 more loss, winning the game 1-0. Amazulu move into 12th place in the log, whereas Cape Town City are now down to number 7. A full 6 points behind a stellar team that they were fighting for second not so long ago. Royal AM, or as I like to call them, Siwelelesa Armani, took on Polokwane City, looking to break a streak of 4 matches lost in a row. Yeah, it's so bad. They conceded 9 goals, scored none, and in their last 2 games, they conceded 3 in each game. Wow, John. But thankfully, in this game, they were able to score 3 of their own. And I know Polokwane City scored 2. but it's a win nonetheless. And that just means another inconsistent showing from Ipulukwani City, which has to be scary for a team that was riding very high early on in the season. But you know what my fear is? My fear is the league is not ready for when my chairman is done with this training regime he's on. You are not ready for jersey number 10. Those have been the results of the weekend. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm your host again, George Mokwena. Please do me the favor of liking, subscribing, watching the previous videos, because that really does help keep everything running. I'll see you guys after the next batch of matches.